Hello children, welcome to today's class. In the previous class we have discussed about the Russian Revolution, what happened in Russia, how Russia was ruled by the Tsars, how many Tsars were ruling the Russia in 20th century. Yes children, I am asking a question, previous knowledge question, how many Tsars were ruling Russia? Yes, 5 Tsars ruled Russia in the 20th century. And how much was the population of Russia at that time? It was 156 million people were there in Russia. And who was the last king who ruled, the last Tsar of Russia was Nicholas II. He was the Russian emperor. And at that time what happened in Russia? Russia was also participated in the world war and it lost 2 million people, it has lost, and it was a great sufferer. Why? Because huge population was there in Russia. The world's third largest population was in Russia and they have ruled. And what happened? They need to supply the food to the soldiers. So as a lot of food was supplied to the soldiers, there was shortage in Russia. And at March 8, 1917, what happened? Russian Revolution, the women protested. They came out of the streets, 10,000 women, they came out to the capital city of St. Petersburg, and they came with a procession demanding what? With a slogan, peace and bread. So when they came out, Nicholas couldn't bear, so he sent all his troops to stop that procession. But what the soldiers had done, in spite of stopping the women, the procession, they too joined in that demonstrations. And it was a worse situation. By seeing that situation, Nicholas has run away from his throne. That revolution is called as what revolution? Children, March Revolution. Up till here we have studied. This March Revolution is also called as February Revolution. So today we will go another big revolution which has happened in Russia is October Revolution. The bigger revolution took later in October 1917. So it was spontaneous. All these people, what they have done, the liberals, as a king, Tsar has run away from the throne. It went into the hand. Now someone should rule Russia. Na? So who were ruling Russia at that time? The liberals and the aristocrats were ruling the Russia, and they were called as the Russia was after the abdication of the Tsar, it was under the control of the liberals and the aristocrats. So these people, they wanted to continue the world war. Why? Because they thought it's a prestige issue. If they come out of the war suddenly, what the people will think of Russia? They will think Russian people are cowards, they ran away from the war. So they thought it's a prestige issue and we will run the war. They started to continue the war, but the Russian people were tired. They don't want the war to be continued. So what they have done, they again went against to that liberals and the aristocrats. The common people were tired of the military actions and economic shortage was there in Russia at that time. So these all people who were against the war, they joined into a small groups called as Soviets. They were called as what, children? Soviets. So these Soviets, who were there in these Soviets, means all the soldiers, industrial workers and all these rural area people, they all united and they formed a Russian Communist Party. What is that party? Named as Bolsheviks. So Bolsheviks party came. This Bolsheviks means, what is the meaning of Bolshevik? Means majority. The meaning of Bolsheviks means majority. So these groups represented the common people power. The power should be into the hands of the common people. So who is the leader of this Bolshevik party? Vladimir Lenin is the leader of the Bolshevik party. He was born in 1870 and he was expired on 1924. So he was a leader of Bolshevik, and this man, he got a lot of support of these all Soviets. Why? Because by seeing the Russian condition, this Lenin, he had came to know what is the immediate need of Russia. So he demanded that immediate unconditioned peace. At that time Russia needed peace because all the people wanted peace. They don't want to join in the war. So he said he will bring the unconditional peace into Russia. And he also demanded that whatever land was there, means here we have seen in the Russian social and economic condition also. It's an agrarian country, means agriculture was their main occupation, and scientifically, technologically they were backward. and most of the peasants were there, landless people were there, and the land was in the hands of the liberals and aristocrats. So what he has done, he wanted to bring back, he demanded that all the land should be redistributed, it should be redistributed to everyone, means all the peasants should get the land. And Bolsheviks also wanted to control the prices. So for that, what he wanted to do, he wanted to nationalize all the factories and banks. And the Soviets under Bolshevik leadership, they took away, when it was in the hands of provisionals and liberals and aristocrats, the power was under liberals and aristocrats, that was called as a provisional government. After the Tsar abdicated the throne, the power went into the provisional government. So this Bolshevik party, they wanted to take away that power from the provisional government in October and November in 1917. So they immediately took the steps and to end the war, and they redistributed the land. They wanted to end the war because people were not willing to have the war. So these Bolsheviks also wanted to not to go Russian soldiers into the war. So what they have done, they have taken the measures to end the war, to stop the war, and they have redistributed the land to all the peasants. So Russia could not return to complete peace. It tried, but it could not reach to the peace. Why? Because internally civil war started. Civil war, I already said you what is a civil war. In between the group of a people in a same country, if anything happens, called as a civil war. So civil war started in Russia between the white armies and the Russian monarchies and anti-communist soldiers. So who were supporting them? Britain, France, USA and Japan were supporting them. All people were defeated in 1920. The Bolsheviks have defeated all these nations who were supporting them, and it has announced Russian Empire also was diminished, and Bolsheviks have, Russia has become an independent nation, and it has named as USSR from then onwards. What is the meaning of USSR, children? The Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. It was set up a government in 1922. Russia has set up a republic government in 1922. So it started a great experiment. Scientifically, technologically, Russia was very backward. So Lenin and after him Stalin, they took many measures to bring their country's economy forward. So great experiments they have done. They stopped exploiting the landlords, feudal lords, kings, capitalists. They don't want anyone to exploit them. So what they have done, they have built a strong society, industrialized and modern, and equality. They want to bring equality among everyone on the basis of birth, gender, language, everything. Equality should be there. So after the death of Lenin, Stalin has continued all this what is there. So this Russian Revolution is a great revolution which was inspired in entire world. What is the impact of Russian Revolution on the world? The experience of USSR inspired all the people of the world, especially those who are committed the ideals of equality, national liberalization. So these people now become a communist and tried for the communist evolution in their countries. So communism has existed in USSR. Even our Indian great leaders like M.N. Roy, Rabindranath Tagore, Jawaharlal Nehru, these people were also inspired by the communist ideas, and how they have suppressed the opposition and political parties. They liked very much the Russian Revolution. So many people were even horrified by the violence used by the USSR. Why? Because how they have suppressed the opposition parties and the multi-party democracy and freedom in USSR. One famous writer, George Orwell, he even said in his novel that it is as Animal Farm, means the ideas of revolution, how they are suffering in USSR. He has written in a book called Animal Farm. The next topic is the economic depression. These 10 years of economic depression after the World War. Children, when was the World War I started? It was started in 1914 and ended in 1918. And after that, from 1929 to 1939, the 10 years period is called as economic depression. Even today, you can understand better what is economic depression. Today, when COVID-19 has happened in a country, entire world is suffering with economic depression. Depression means what? the value of money has been decreased. Economically we are depressed, means we don't have, even every country in the world is suppressed economically, financially. So this economic depression began in the at end of 1929 and till 1939, beginning of the Second World War, this depression was there. So what happened? Why the economy was depressed? Economy declined worldwide. Today you can see economies declined worldwide. What happened? How can you say? Because there was no demand. Fall in prices were there, no demand. Factories were closed. For 2-3 months factories were closed. Here we are suffering a lot entire. But at that time it was a period of 10 years. You can imagine how worst situation was there in entire world. All the factories were closed and goods were not manufactured. Very limited quantity of goods were produced, and prices, whenever goods are less, the prices will increase. Whenever demand is there, supply is not there, what happens? The price of the goods will automatically increase. So prices have reached to the peak. Because of expensive goods, whenever prices are increased, the people purchasing power will decrease. So what happened? The purchasing power of the people has decreased, so the demand of the goods further went down. This also affected a massive unemployment. People lost their jobs. Today also, in these 3 months of this lockdown period, many of the companies, what happened today, most of the people, they have removed from their jobs. Recession is going on in every company. At that time also the same effect has happened. Massive unemployment, people lost their jobs, their incomes. Ordinary people, even the government employees also suffered a lot. The stock market has collapsed in US. Today if you see the stock market US, it has collapsed. At that time also the stock market of the US has collapsed, and even 25 to 35% of the people came out of the roads. They were unemployed and all the factories were closed and the trade was declined. Cities have become the center of decline. It lead to reduce of 60% of agricultural products are also were reduced. No one were there to buy the agricultural products. So it was a worst hit and the longest and worst hit in the world till today. This was the longest and worst economic decline faced by the modern till today. So these consequences lead, poverty has increased in entire world. So when this was going on, the economists and politicians, they were discussing about this. Who are called as economics, who study about the economic, they are called as economists. And the politicians, they were discussing about this. Why? Who is responsible for this depression? So Marxist, he came out with his argument that totally this crisis is because of the capitalism. What is capitalism? You already know what is capitalism. Means all the resources and the factories are in the hands of the rich people is called as a capitalism, the private people. So they also thought that it could be prevented. How? Marx said that because of the capitalism this crisis is there. How can we overcome from this? If we follow socialist ideas, we can come out from this. So on the other hand, one more economist like J.M. Keynes, he argued that who is responsible? Each state, each country is responsible for their economic downfall, that is economic decline. So he said that if it is fails to do so, it can lead the situation of if the country is not taking care about their own country economically, then they are responsible for their economic depression. Who is saying this? J.M. Keynes is saying this. So he says whenever the country is pushed into the economic depression, the leaders, the representatives, they have to take care. They have to invest funds, generate employment, which will helpful to the people to earn money, and the demands in the market will come up. We can see today even in our country, when we are into the economic depression, what the Modi, our Prime Minister Modi, what he has declared, how much package he has declared, 20 lakhs crore package he has declared. Why? Because to why? Can you say why he has declared 20 lakhs crore of package? Because our economy should be in a stable position. We should not decline. Our GDP should not fall down. So like this, each and every country, they have to come out with some package so that their economy will not decline. So in the same in America, what happened in America? At that time, Franklin Roosevelt, he was the president of US. He announced a policy called as New Deal policy. That policy name is New Deal. What does this New Deal means? It deals with the 3 R's. What is that 3 R's means? R. One is relief. The second one is reform. And the third one is recovery. It's also called as 3R policy. It came out with a new deal, that is promise relief to the victims of depression. Whoever are into the victims in economically, they are victim, he will take out from the depression. The reform, you want to reform all the financial institutions and you want to ensure that economy will be progressed. And the third is recovery. You want to undertake large public works. You want to give security to the people so that economic stability will there in US. That is, who was the president at that time? Franklin Roosevelt. He came out with a new deal and he announced a 3 R's policy. So what is that other things he wanted to do? He increased the factory production and there was a demand of farm of goods, and even he introduced a social security system was also introduced in US. What is that social security system? He established permanent universal retirement pension. So it was started in US, retirement. We see now after your job the people will get retirement, that is universal permanent pensions he also started. And social, he wanted to give a social security to the people, and unemployment insurance also he has issued, and also many welfare benefits for handicapped needy children who lost their fathers and families. For them he came out with welfare schemes, and he also established a framework for the US welfare system. These all whatever the US was doing, it was also followed by the Great Britain. They too took the directions of US. Before the war itself they have taken that, and basically consisted unemployment insurance, old age pension schemes. These all they have continued at the end of the Second World War. So Britain also adopted this. Along with this, Britain, some other things also were there, like unemployment doles, sickness coverage, health schemes, child care, etc. These all were also taken care by the Britain government also. All this made up an idea why they all came up with, because they wanted to think about the welfare of the state, and they want to give the basic things. Each and every state should provide the basic things to the people. What are that basic things the people needed? Food, housing, clothing, child, old age, care, education. So these are the basic things these countries wanted to give to their people so that their economy will build very strong. So the state has taken the responsibility of providing all these basic needs. So in this way it has reduced the ups and downs in the market and based on capitalism. In this way economic stability was brought in US. So what happened in Germany? How Germany has faced this Great Depression? We have seen Germany is a great loss in the First World War, and it has to pay a lot of compensation. Why? Because already the victorious countries, they have blamed Germany, and what they have done, they demanded Germany to pay the compensation, not only monetary compensation, territorial compensation also they have to pay. So how they will pay? It's a great loss happened in the World War I. So Germany, where do it get that money to compensate? So what it has done, it started to print the currency notes in Germany. So while it was printing the currency notes, it was excessive inflation existed in Germany. Germany economy faced severe crisis after the war. It was under the burden of paying war damages, etc. So the German government started printing currency notes, and which resulted in excessive inflation. It was more money, means value of money was not there at all. To buy one loaf of bread means you buy now one bread. So to buy that, how much currency they used to carry, bullock cart of currency they used to carry to buy one loaf of bread, means one piece of bread, one packet, you can even say one packet of bread to buy. How much currency they were carrying? cart of currency, one bullock cart currency they were carrying. Means see the value, there was no value for the money. So it was a great, Germany has faced a worst hit of depression. So by 1932 all the industrial production, Germany was established its industries, so 40% of their industrial was reduced. When comparing to 1929, most of the workers have lost their jobs, and those who were working, they were paid very less wages they were paid, and 6 million people were unemployed. So most of the people were onto the streets now. All the people, they were sitting into the streets and they were playing play cards, and simply they were sitting and chatting on the roads, and they were playing the play cards, and they have hanged in their neck that willing to do any work. People were so much stressed and frustrated that because they don't have any work, they don't have any money in their hands. So what they have done, they have tied the placards under their necks, around their necks, saying willing to do any work. So unemployed youth, they were playing cards, sitting onto the roads, streets, and they were, queue was there, a queue, the people were standing in a queue for in a local employment exchange for jobs, any kind of jobs. Even then, if they are not getting any kind of jobs, they were addicted to criminal activities. You know, when people don't get the jobs and sufficient work is not there for them, what they do, they go for criminal activities. So this was done in Germany at that time, and totally violence and despair was there in society. These economic crises created deep fear in the people, anxieties in the people. The savings, whatever savings of the middle class were there, that was all vanished. The salary employees and pensioners, everyone, the currency lost its value. The business people, self-employed, retailers, all the people who were doing business, they have ruined everything. So these sections are filled. Poverty was existing in all the countries, and even the women, they could not fill the stomachs of the people. So all the families, entire from low class to high class, the big businessmen, everyone were facing the economic crisis, and because of this the government also could not. In US, the president has came up with economic recovery, but in Germany no government was taking care about the people in this crisis. So that government has failed to provide a stable rule in Germany. So by this I end this session, children. In the next class we will see the rise of fascism and Nazism. Before I wind up, please take today's assignment. Compare the different points of views about the Great Depression. Which one would you agree? Why and with and why? Okay. Have a great day. Thank you, children.